Hi, I am Bahamert Ersoy.
And I am Cem Kaya.
We are the creators of the Corona Hunter. Our language of choice in this game was C++ and openGL. We have created our own engine and our game respectively. Everything here is coded from scratch, mind you. It's an open world FPS consisting of four biomes: forest, mountain, snowy mountain, desert, where the world and the location of enemies are procedurally generated. There are also day and night cycles. There are a total of two phases in our game. In the first phase, you kill 15 coronavirus shaped enemies by shooting them with vaccine shaped bullets. And afterwards is the boss stage, where you kill one big coronavirus. In this game, we got the opportunity to implement and learn about 1. Procedural modeling. As we mentioned before, the map and the location of enemies are procedurally generated. 2. Physics systems with rigid body dynamics to implement a more natural movement system, and are given that our character constantly bounces, this was necessary. 3. Collusion detection, more specifically AABB collusion. 4. Chunk systems. It was essential to our scene graph and performance. 5. LOD. Since it's an open world, again, it was necessary due to performance issues. 6. On-screen control panel to see our health and the amount of enemies we have killed. 7. 3D viewing and objects, well, moving first-person camera. 8. User input, movement in all three directions and a control projectile, again, moving in all three directions. 9. Lighting, more specifically phone lighting and smooth shading. And 10. Texture mapping to, well, give textures to our objects. Now that the scripted part of the video is done, let's talk about what we think about the project. Go ahead.
Firstly, if we were improved to this game, we would like to enhance the game's performance. The biggest bottleneck in our game is the utilization. The structure of GPU calls in OpenGL. We would like to implement batch rendering and better scheduling and structuring of our GPU calls because we utilize 30% of our GPU's performance and around 50% of the bandwidth to our GPU, while we spend 80% of the CPU time to wait for those GPU calls. If we were to implement batch rendering, we could enhance our performance drastically and allow for greater draw distance. Secondarily, we would like to implement shadows to our game. As you saw, our game doesn't support shadows from objects, even though it supports moving light sources. We think we can improve our game with these features.